We see with one love, one heart, one drum beating to a song they're singing us home. We dance in white light under the starlight. We are the sacred seeds of the sound of Om. We are the movers and the shakers and the peacemakers. We are the movers and the shakers and the peacemakers.
Welcome to Unity of Little Rock. I've loved the gathering. It's still May, rainy. It's really rainy out there, but we've got May flowers all around. And I see today we have some first timers, and I welcome the people on Zoom. And I'm just so glad to see you. We'll talk more to you after service, so I can get you introduced to everybody. Here at Unity, you're in the right place at the right time right now, and we are unapologetically inclusive. And in fact, this is for the t-shirt. We're ordering t-shirts with this beautiful graphic on it, and today's the last day for that, and I'm collecting it, and we'll get that order in tomorrow. And I saw there's several people that have tried it here. So Pam, you have the t-shirt. So the Pride Parade is in June, and I mean, we're gonna wear it anytime you want, but that's the point, is we're gonna be together and have that, have that t-shirt. Well, let's create the space. I'm Jeannie McGee. I'm just the church lady, really. Our Reverend Russ and Reverend Beverly, they're off doing other things today, but for those of you who know me, I like to use movement. So let's begin. We're relaxed but alert, and we're waiting. Put your hands on your heart. Sense your heartbeat and recognize the transformation that happens with every heartbeat. Your blood pulsing through your system, going out, coming in, oxygen coming in, carbon dioxide going out, breath in, breath out. The heart, an agent of transformation, moment to moment, choice to choice, move to move. And as you have your hands on your heart, just consciously create the space for yourself. Feel your spacious heart from within. Create your space. So breath in, breath out, letting go. With every breath, creating space for the wisdom of change. Now let these hands fall out. Palms up. Let's create the space for our community, our beautiful community. Oh, I'm so excited. We have children today, and that just lends a wonderful energy. I'm so glad they're here. We have all the generations here. Such a beautiful group. So we create the space for this group and for the Unity people out there, for my Zoomers. My Zoomers. And so let's create this space for this group, for the wisdom of living in the now. And in the now, which is ever changing, ever transforming, ever evolving, just float your hands a little bit higher. Ooh, and sense the elbow wings, the levity under your elbows. See, we like to embody what we feel here at Unity. Create the space for your guides and your teachers, for your body, mind, emotions, and spirit. They're teachers to us too. Let go with each breath and create the space for the wisdom body and life transformation. Now raise a little higher with your elbow wings, expanding your feather fingers. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers. Oh, enliven the air and the space around you. Ooh, create the space for the space. The space in and around you. This beautiful, beautiful home of our community that we have created to gather together today. And then floating even a little bit higher, create the space for our unity teachings, the principles and the powers that guide our lives. Now go a little bit above that even, and now we touch all that is, creating the space for the highest of the high self and all that is around you. Now let your hands descend and sense that you are sacred in this sacred space. Your body, your life, your heart, all of you. Oh, wow. Oh, Pam, I know that song always gets to you, but I am so...
My friend was actually buried on this day.
Oh, really? Today or just as an anniversary?
The day. Yeah, it is the 27th.
Oh, okay.
It is the 27th.
It's the 25th.
Okay. Got 2 more days.
However, we thank you for your service, Pam. We know that you were in the desert. And is there anyone else that I need to make sure we honor for this service? But in a way, Dave? Yeah?
I was in the bars.
Oh, were you? Okay. I did not know that, Dave.
I didn't know until one day. I'm like, what?
But you know, in many ways, we all serve. It's kind of like on Mother's Day. We all have a bit of mother in us, but you all really put your lives on the line when you went over there, and we are grateful. I'm doing this a little out of order. There's 2 days. I want to read today's daily word and tomorrow's. And today's daily word is comfort, and Angela's going to share that with us.
Good morning. Yes, today's daily word is comforted, and the affirmation is...
That's the old one. Go ahead. You can read the new one.
Today's affirmation is, I feel comforted in the face of loss.
Yeah.
There are times I mourn the loss of a loved one, or perhaps the loss of something I treasure. I am thankful when those around me acknowledge my loss and comfort me with genuine care and concern. Their efforts may not completely alleviate my pain, but they lift my mood, if only for a short while. I also recognize that there is an ineffable underlying divinity within me and within everyone. It enables us to persevere and even feel comforted in the face of loss. This comfort is for everyone. The light, love, peace, and comfort of the divine are available to anyone feeling the pain of loneliness or loss. I pray that my love, care, and strength comfort them. The affirmation again is, I feel comforted in the face of loss. Let's say that together. I feel comforted in the face of loss.
And I'm going to give you this one too. She's going to read. Right. Trade with you. All right.
Yes.
And tomorrow is, of course, Memorial. So...
All right, tomorrow's daily word is memorial, and the affirmation is, I am one with you in a spirit of love. So today I honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service. These special ones gave of themselves so I might know the freedoms I now enjoy. I dedicate this day to the memory of those who served and others who have meant so much to me personally. I also honor the memory of my loved ones and their profound influence on me over the years. I am grateful for treasured memories and for their words of wisdom and acts of kindness that remain with me still. Knowing how those who have passed on blessed my life inspires me to act in ways that carry their legacies forward. I feel comforted and fulfilled as I reflect upon my precious memories. I have renewed appreciation for the fleeting nature of life. I commit to spending time with the people who matter most to me now. From Matthew 28:20, remember, I am with you always. Let's say tomorrow's affirmation together. I am one with you in a spirit of love.
Thank you so much. So we created the space for the spirit of now, but it is good to honor what has come before, and then also to get into our minds, connecting to source, to even start thinking of the future too. So today's got a kind of a fluid timeline. This is the Korean Memorial at night in Washington, D.C. And I experienced it in Washington, D.C. at night, and it is really moving. It's like you're in that kind of swampy battlefield as the soldiers move. But today we have the Ukraine and Gaza and the desert and the burn pits. We're still fighting that, what the impact of that has been. And a new thing, drone warfare. Warfare, you guys, is going to like another level. And my goodness, can we just stop? Could you imagine? Stop it and put it down. So I want to share this wonderful song. You all know this. Really? Isn't it about time that maybe these lyrics are, I was listening yesterday, they're relevant today. It's, come on. Let's see, I gotta move the slide. Okay. Yeah, so that brings to life what's going on, but we here at Unity have a vision of a unified, diverse world, embracing divine connection and inclusion for all. That's what's going to stop that sound. So let's all say it together. We envision a unified, diverse world, embracing divine connection and inclusion for all. And our mission, just this little Unity community, mighty Unity community, I might add, is to shine light, peace, and love by empowering and transforming lives through experiences of service and community. Service and community, yes, yes. So, Angel, would you please, let's take that light. Let's bring it inside and then shine it out. So, Angel.
For every being, the light of Christ shines through each of us, illuminating the world around us. Each one of us is a keeper of the light, shining through us to bless each person and each situation that we encounter. We light this candle as a symbol of the light of Christ, so we may remember the light that shines in each one of us, no matter where we are. It just doesn't want to go out.
Oh, wait, stay up there and lead the opening statement. Yeah. Now that we're all bright and shining, let's say this.
Yeah, I was going to say that since the light would not go out, it will not go out.
It will not go out. Okay.
Okay, if you'll join me in saying our opening statement, please. Together. There is only one
presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent. Whew. Y'all, I say this several times a day to remind myself. It doesn't sometimes feel that way, but we can turn to that one presence and one power and empower ourselves and transform all those words. Unity has a tradition of prayer, but it is affirmative prayer. And now Silent Unity is open 24/7. You can call and they will sit with you in prayer, and it's an amazing experience. I know many of you have done this, so that's there. So, but let's have us a moment of prayer. And we start in our center, we radiate out, we open. God is, I am, I know and I can, and I appreciate. So, this beautiful morning, let us breathe into the power of this moment in this sacred space that we've created together. Let us open our hearts and minds to this prayer time. There's only one presence and one power active in our lives and in the universe. Circumstances seem otherwise, but we instead turn to spiritual answers. The spectacle and the chaos that is around us, it can't be sustained. It doesn't come from any divine energy. It seems otherwise, but it is going to fade. And we claim the power of strength and faith and order to raise consciousness and to shine the light of truth and love and infinite peace. In memory of all whom I honor today, I commit to being a presence of peace in all situations. I hold a vision of a world at peace with the understanding that we are all part of the human family in oneness and one with God. I forgive and seek harmony by extending loving kindness and compassion. Feel that in your heart. Loving kindness and compassion. May we honor the service in past battles. May we envision and manifest a world that is unified and diverse, embracing that divine connection and inclusion. So take a moment in the silence to meditate on that. Now, some of you may be wondering why I didn't use the original, but I looked at the lyrics, and Paul Simon wrote that about the alienation and disconnection that people feel, and then the silence. So you know, so many things in non-duality, they go both ways. But in unity, there is power in the silence, and we go to that silence to connect to the divine and to live from our divinity. And so there, you know, and I ended up getting an instrumental for that, and but I love the sounds of silence. That's such a beautiful, beautiful melody.
Who is the pianist?
It doesn't say. I will try to find out. But it was really nice, wasn't it? Yeah. So we've had a time of being honoring and having a memorial, but May has been the month of co-creation. So I am a co-creator, and I was talking to my son-in-law, and I've been watching on TV. You know, there is a job now, it's called content creator.
Yeah.
Did y'all know it's a real job as well as influencer? But it's a real job title. And Casey was telling me, oh yeah, in our firm we have a person, we call her the content creator. Okay, so well, what do you know? And a content creator is someone who produces and shares various forms of content, such as videos, blogs, social media. Pam, you're a content creator, you know? Angel, you're a content creator. I'm a content. We really all, well, hell, in unity, we are co-creators, aren't we? We know that we create. We know that. And we've always known that. So, I didn't put that in order. So let's review a little bit, and I'll come to the skills of the co-creator. But we start We started with the power of thought. This is what we've been doing in 2025, y'all. We've been building this little tower, and I'm going to have to get a new illustration because we get another. Next month is about obstacles. I think I can do something clever with that. But anyway, but let's start at the bottom. We start with the power of thought. Thoughts are creative forces that shape our lives and are the beginning of that creative process. Mind, idea, expression. That is so unity. We find clarity in our spiritual mission, and then we align our actions with our intention. From our divinity, we create our life experiences and manifest love, peace, wholeness, and abundance. Now, Reverend Becky at the first of the month said, as soon as I have a thought, as soon as I have a vision in mind, hey, the universe is starting to know that I am acting as I'm praying from the consciousness of the outcome I'm holding. Now, it may not outcome, it's not as specific as you may think, but you know, you're starting to think, what do I desire? And as I'm placing the action in my thoughts and words, I'm giving more information to the universe. And as it comes closer to expression and I have more detail, the universe gets more direction from me. So we are really actively involved in this process of creation. So the skills to become a content creator, okay, I got this from AI, I asked. but it fits. All right, we know creativity, okay, that's the power of imagination, right? And writing and communication. Well, communication, that's so essential. Now, that's, if you really do it right, it's a spiritual practice too. Then there are technical skills. We know that, Pam. You've had to learn a new program. You've had to learn how to make that newsletter. We know that there's these, sometimes we got to fool with that. And then there's marketing, but that's us in love reaching out. And then there's order, the power of order. We have to have time management and consistency and commitment. And then there's networking and collaboration. And you gotta be flexible. And then you've gotta have some critical thinking skills, power of judgment and wisdom and understanding. So, all right, I could see we could, separate that and put that in the tech world, the social media world. But I claim it's in our world. We're all the content creators of our lives. So, now, as I was mentioning, the powers are really essential. And Reverend Russ, when he talked about co-creation, he talked about using our faith and our will, which is our choice and our commitment. And in beginning, I'll let that out. Imagination, you've got to connect to source, but you've got to somehow use that imagination. And then, of course, prayer and meditation are a tool. I wanted to go a little more deeply into this. So this is in heart-centered metaphysics. They talk about the 7 steps of the creative process. Charles Fillmore, one of our founders, wrote about this. And of course, 7 steps. Well, that's like 7 days of creation. But you start with light, with an illumination, recognizing your oneness with source. Your source is, the divine source is your supply. And the second step is the faith. We affirm the reality of the divine ideas and our divine inheritance of these ideas. And the third step, imagination. Now notice the first 2 steps. It's sort of like you're getting ready to imagine, but you're not striving and doing human urgency and goal setting. You're sitting with your oneness first, and then the imagination. We form and shape a desired good from the divine substance, and then with will and understanding, we choose what to manifest, as well as becoming willing to do what is required to make that manifestation happen. And of course, what's happening is kind of like a little funnel. You're getting more and more detailed as you're bringing it into 3D reality. So we use discrimination and discernment. We make wise and appropriate decisions. And then don't leave out wisdom and love. So it's symbolic of the wholeness inherent in our spiritual nature. And we become united in our own consciousness to have our desires manifested. And then we get the realization on the seventh day. So I thought it was interesting to go back to Charles' writing on this. Now, Beverly, I took a screenshot of this. I didn't actually get her slide. But do you remember this last week? Life happens. Is it to me, by me, through me, or as me? I loved Beverly's talk last week. And so to me is victim consciousness. And then we get, I can't remember, let's see. There's, through me is vessel, and as me is veritude. Can't remember by me what consciousness that was. But Chris and I had an interesting discussion. Chris, you know, again, life happens as me. It still implies two things. Now, Russ made a point. Co-creation implies that there's two people working together. It's oneness. It's really one thing. And so Chris changed it to life is me.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that good? Well, leave it to our oneness experts. That was good. So, and then another thing that Russ added was we recognize our divinity, and from the divinity we have our source, but it is from our humanness that we actually do the 3D creation too. You know, so there's two levels to this. But when we recognize that it's just one thing, we don't have to, you know, it's not a duality. We are 100% human and 100% divine. So, well, in this, I've been realizing lately how I'm in this creative flow. And I was going to bring this up last week, but then I thought, okay, I'll save it. So I had a birthday a couple of weeks ago, and I woke up on my birthday morning, and, well, first of all, I was lazy in bed. I love that. But the second thing I did, I just went in and I said, well, my sister's coming in from Dallas tonight, and we're going to go out to eat. Oh, what are we going to do? Well, it started coming to me to call my cousins. And first, my sister said, call Peggy. Well, anyway, the point is, I called about 3 of my cousins, and we created a party. And that party didn't exist until that very morning. But it was just like, life happens. See, life happens. Birthday parties happen. You know, you don't have to go all out. And it was exactly what I wanted to do. And in fact, then there was the whole week. And when my sister comes up, she wants just me, you know, just attention to me. But I figured out how to juggle. We took Chris to a movie. I took her to a play. I figured out how to have her go be with my granddaughter. And it was just kind of interesting how I had this intention of harmony and ease for myself. And everything just started fitting into place. Have y'all ever had that experience? It just fits into place. And then I woke up Monday, and Angel was very surprised. I sent out the title to my talk on a Monday, not on a Thursday. But I woke up that morning, and I was saying, God, this week, man, all this stuff is coming in that I've got to get done. And as I sat there drinking coffee, I started getting texts and ideas and emails, and it just, life happens sometimes, but you got to be open to it, right? You've got to be open to it. And I did this last month, talked about these ideas, but you know, we have form and freedom. See, we have freedom to choose, but we kind of have a form that we want to deal with, that we know. And then, you know, I don't really know how the plans are going to work out. And then, whoop, things start falling into place and coming into order. And you know what? In the middle is that creative tension, is dynamic, but it's dynamic ease. That's a term I use in NEA all the time. You do the most with the least effort, the least struggle. And so I really feel that that's what was happening to me. And then I did talk about this last month about the music, the movement, and the magic. And we have to use our knowledge in the middle there. See, that's like those skills for that content creator. And we have to use the objective and the subjective. So in other words, we're using our sensory knowledge and maybe our feeling knowledge as well as our mind, our cognitive knowledge. But then we get music and movement and magic. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Well, now that brings me to what I really want to do today. It's going to be fun. So I want to talk about our hands. And, our hands are so expressive and they create so much. So I want us to really get into an appreciation of our hands. And I started finding things. Well, this is what Francis of Assisi said. Our hands imbibe like roots, so I place them on what is beautiful in this world. I touch the beauty. I literally touch it. And I fold them in prayer, and they draw from the heaven's light. Well, that's just like, taking in that divine substance. Our hands, and by extension, our entire being, are actively engaging with and absorbing the world around us. We are open and willing to receive from our surroundings, whether it be a physical touch or a spiritual grace or even the beauty of nature. So we receive, but we also give with our hands. That energy comes in and you can feel it going out. The act of placing hands on what is beautiful or folding them in prayer, in a way, it's a symbolic way of connecting with something that's greater than us. So our hands are unbelievable. I mean, they're useful, but they're an unbelievable connection. And then I found one of my favorite authors, Mark Nepo. He's written many books, but I love his daily spiritual awakenings. And he says, live in your hands and your mind will learn to bow like a root. And he tells a story of he did a workshop and this man stood up and said, on my way here, I saw a mugging and it made me so darn mad that I just stopped right then and there and wrote a poem about it. And someone in the audience said, oh, and that sure beats stopping the mugging. I mean, he wrote a poem about it, So the story points up painfully how living in our thoughts removes us from the very real journey of being alive. To always analyze and problem solve and observe and criticize what we encounter kind of turns our brain into heavy calluses rather than opening up to a deeper mystery of living. The overtrained intellect becomes a buffer of experience. So we got to think about that. That's the idea of touching beauty, of using our hands to create, whether it be writing or painting or knitting or building landscaping or cooking. I mean, what? Can you believe it? To live in our hands humbles our mind into accepting something other than itself. It is how we heal each other, because we do have a healing touch, and ourselves. We all come alive through a braille of heart. So, another story, this is in the Bible too, guys. And I just use this as a story, not as truth, but Moses, God asked Moses to lead the people out of Egypt, right? And he just thought, I cannot do this. I can't do it. And so, and the Lord said unto him, said, what is in thine hand? And the answer that Moses gave him was a staff, a rod. Now, do you remember the Cecil B. DeMille film? What was it, Exodus or The 10 Commandments, maybe, I guess. But remember that staff? It turned into a snake. That staff was pretty darn powerful. Let's see, what else did it do? It turned into a snake. It ate other snakes. It brought water out of a rock. It turned water to blood, and probably many other miracles. So in other words, it wasn't just a staff in hand. It was really powerful. Now, traditional religion would say that what this is about is, because God did say, put down the staff, and I will show you. And that was about letting go and letting God. But I'm going to take another interpretation on that. I say, if we're creators, then we can look to what is in our hands and use it wisely to manifest what is in our hearts and minds, and to realize the power of our tools. That's my unitic interpretation of that. Well, we are going to do something fun today. I told Chris I was going to do this, and he just said, oh, you're such a teacher. I have got some cardstock on the back, and I put some magazines underneath some of it. So I need everybody to get a cardstock, and Pam and Chris, maybe y'all can, and we have a lot of pens. And what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to trace our hands like little school kids. And here we have the children in the back, and they're probably already good at this. But you're going to take a piece of cardstock and put your hands, and you're going to trace your hands. So the first thing I need you to do is to trace your hands. Valerie going. And we need to get pens. So let's get our art supplies out. Now you're going to use, well, you can use one hand or you can use both hands. I did both hands. I don't know if you can see mine. I did both hands.
What did you draw with? What did you trace with?
An ink pen.
Yeah, but if you had both your hands on the...
Well, I did it one at a time.
Use your toes.
No, yeah, I used my toes. That's a good one. I didn't think of that. Okay, point well taken. One at a time, trace your hands.
Oh, we put both hands on it?
Now you can, if you want to do just one hand, you can do one hand. One hand or both hands. It is a trick if you're like right-handed to, use your, but anyway, you choose one or both hands. So see, I've got kids here, and they're going at it back there.
The last time I did this, we turned it into a turkey.
That's right, I turned it into a turkey. I'll tell you, Erin comes home with more hand projects than you wouldn't believe what you can do with those hands. Definitely a turkey, though.
My gardener's hands.
Are your hands?
My gardener's.
I noticed that my hands are different. Well, it was probably because, being left-handed and right-handed, but so.
Well, just look at his shoulder hands.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. So you've traced your hands. And what we're going to do is you're going to be writing some things along the fingers or in the palms of in the middle of the hands. You're going to be writing all over here. Wherever you're inspired to write, what you're going to do is you're going to write down your unique gifts, and you're going to write down what you do with your hands. Your unique gifts and how your hands help you manifest that. So look at your hands and know that these hands, these very hands, have been impactful in many of the things you've done. Think about what your hands have done for you. And maybe in your hands, You can even see the reason for what you do and why you do it.
You what? You do what?
For what you do and why you do it. You're looking at these hands. We're meditating on these hands. These hands have helped you feed, have helped you dress, have helped you connect, have helped you love. They've helped you maybe make a living, earn your whatever you need for your livelihood. They've created beauty. All these things that these hands have helped you. They build and have helped you build and reach your human potential. Whether it was a creative pursuit, musical pursuit, a studious pursuit, a building, whatever. Your hands have helped you build and reach your human potential. To reach for what you want. To reach for your purpose, your North Star. In your hands is possibility. So I give you this time to write all of this in your words. Now I know this is just a snapshot of the whole, because these hands are something else. They are with us for a lifetime. The baby that just looks at that hand, the baby that grasps the finger, that learns how to pick up things. That baby didn't really know how to use that hand. But now, think about where you are now, what you are doing with those hands. You're tapping into the gifts that you bring to the world. And as you're writing, really take it in. Give it value. Look at your own self-worth. Acknowledge these hands and your connection to them as your gifts. Feel the felt sense of appreciation and wonder, of intrinsic confidence that you instill in yourself by recognizing these gifts. So I'm going to close with another greatest hit. But our creation begins with our imagination, so I couldn't resist playing.
We use our hands to clap. Just kidding.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your meditation with your hands, and thank you for playing with me. So, your weekly practice, consciously create, live in your hands, appreciate your gifts, listen to the music, and move and make magic. Now it is time. We've been giving, we receive, we give, we receive. Let's put our offering in our hands as Dave's still writing. Let's pass around our offering. And of course you can give online as well. And there's a QR code that we have available. And let us say together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. and I send it forth with my blessings and my love. And I'm so grateful for how everyone has been working together. We can have greeters and ushers, and platform people have been volunteering, and so we have many slots for even the smallest things for service. So Monday Self-Care Club, I want y'all to know we added tapping to our Self-Care Club. It's a Zoom service, and Angel did a really, really good job, and I've been trying to alter some of her scripts. So, well, use your script as a background, it's, well, and then Dave does a wonderful job leading us in Tai Chi. So, and I think Brittany may join us again tomorrow night. We'll see. I'll be in touch with her probably at 11 o'clock tonight, because, India time. So, and then Chris has Oneness Blessings here on Tuesday. And there's a holiday tomorrow, but Chris, you're definitely going to be here Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holiday for the wicked.
Okay. All right. And here's our schedule. Now, the theme of June is obstacles. And I did contact Debra Tom, some of y'all know her, and she could not speak in June. But we really have an opening on the 8th, and we're looking at trying to get 3 or 4 people they want to talk about removing obstacles. And Angel's going to be putting the theme of the month out in the newsletter. And so we are very open to hearing from you guys too. And Russ and I will help you put that together. So it could be a fun Sunday, a little bit different. Removing obstacles, okay? So here we're creating, and remember, sometimes things come up. So we've got to remove those obstacles. So, okay. That's just a precursor. So, all right. So let us say our prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God protects us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and I am divine. Now, let's say what we're going to go through them one at a time, the response part. So we say, I am light, I am love, I am power, I am presence, I am divine. Yay. Yay, God. Oh, thank you all.